Mastering organizational communication and control. Unlocking efficiency and effectiveness in modern organizations. Agenda. Navigating communication and control 01. 02. The foundation, communication and control. Dynamics of communication. Exploring verbal, nonverbal, and barriers. Understanding their integral roles. 03. 04. Control systems in action. Human element in control. Examining types, processes, and tools. Addressing reactions and fostering effectiveness. Communication as the lifeblood of control. Communications of control. Process of communication. Organizational control systems inherently rely on effective communication. This involves conveying expectations, performance standards, and corrective actions throughout the hierarchy. Without clear communication, control becomes arbitrary and ineffective. Communication is a dynamic two-way process. It involves a sender encoding a message, transmitting it through a channel, and a receiver decoding it, followed by feedback. This continuous loop is vital for ensuring control mechanisms are understood and implemented. Verbal and nonverbal. The full spectrum of exchange. Verbal communication. Nonverbal communication. Formal reports, memos, emails, and presentations define official control. Body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions convey implicit messages. Directives and feedback are crucial for guiding employee behavior. Can reinforce or contradict verbal messages, impacting how control is perceived. Clarity in language minimizes ambiguity and ensures adherence to standards. Environmental cues like office layout can also communicate control structures. Overcoming barriers to effective control communication. Semantic barriers. Psychological barriers. Differences in understanding language or jargon lead to misinterpretation of control directives. Ensure common terminology. Perceptual filters, emotions, and trust issues can distort messages. Build trust and foster open dialogue. Organizational barriers. Physical barriers. Hierarchical structures, information overload, and lack of clear channels impede communication flow. Streamline reporting lines. Distance, noise, and inadequate technology disrupt transmission. Utilize appropriate communication tools. Identifying and addressing these barriers is critical for ensuring that control messages are accurately received and acted upon. Types, process, and tools of control systems. Types of control. Control process. Control tools. Feedforward. Preventative, before activity. 1. Establish standards, budgets and financial statements. 1. Measure performance. Performance appraisals. Concurrent. Real-time monitoring during activity. 1. Compare to standards. Quality control checks. 1. Take corrective action. Statistical process control. Feedback. Corrective, after activity. Effective control systems integrate these elements to ensure organizational goals are met efficiently. Characteristics of an effective control system. Accuracy. Timeliness. Provides reliable data for decision-making. Information is available when needed to prevent issues. Economy. Flexibility. Cost-effective and does not outweigh benefits. Adapts to changing conditions and circumstances. Clarity. Strategic. Easy to understand and implement by all stakeholders. Focuses on critical points aligned with organizational goals. Human reaction to control systems. Control systems, while essential, often elicit varied human reactions. Understanding these responses is crucial for their successful implementation and for fostering a positive organizational culture. Potential negative reactions. Fostering positive engagement. Resistance. Employees may resist if systems are perceived as overly restrictive or unfair. Participation. Involving employees in design increases buy-in. Fairness. Ensuring transparency and equity in application. Game playing. Manipulating data to meet targets rather than improving actual performance. Development. Using control data for learning and growth, not just punishment. Demotivation. Feeling micromanaged or lacking autonomy can reduce morale. Key takeaways. Communication is paramount. Proactive and reactive control. Design for humanity. Effective control hinges on clear, timely, and multifaceted communication. A balanced approach integrating feedforward, concurrent, and feedback mechanisms. Successful control systems account for human psychology and foster positive reactions. By focusing on these principles, organizations can build control systems that not only ensure efficiency but also empower their workforce. Next steps. Consider these actions to apply today's insights. Audit communication channels. Engage stakeholders. Involve employees in discussions about existing or new control measures. Evaluate how control messages are currently transmitted within your organization. Analyze control effectiveness. Identify areas where control systems could be improved for better outcomes and reduced resistance. Thank you for your time and engagement.